for today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
And for people who think that we may have been doing a departure from our normal spoopy stuff. No, it's all spoopy shit.
Yeah.
Because that's just the times that we're living in.
Yeah, we are living in a very spooky time.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave, barring unforeseen. If I ever tell you that I'm going to leave a link and it's not in the description box, please make a comment or send me an email and go, Orlando, honey, you forgot it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not, not operating on all four cylinders right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had listened to Rick Levine. He's an astrologer that he's been wizard. He's another one. He just needs the hat. And I can see him very easily wearing a wizard's hat. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't agree with everything that anybody says, but I at least can listen, and I respect that he's been doing this for a long enough period of time to pay attention to what he says on stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, the interpretation of how that stuff is going to present, that's where people can get into problems.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
He does, I don't know, he's out there on the West Coast someplace, I think, and that he does at the beginning of the month a coffee shop thing, which would be great to be able to be one of the people to actually hear him live. Mm-hmm. But interesting. This is the month before the eclipse.
Oh, that eclipse is... I'm not ready.
It's already stuff up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't going to be no normal eclipse.
Mm-mm. And him talking more about this age of Aquarius. And the changes to humans and different things like that.
What do you mean what do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, you have to listen to it, because I'm not going to try to paraphrase the man. I don't want to misinterpret what he has said. That's the reason you can't get that one down to a 30-second soundbite. You really can't. And it's one of those, sometimes when he does those, I have to go back and listen to it 2 or 3 times because I'll miss things the first go around. Mm-hmm. And then he has like a day-by-day breakdown that he puts up on YouTube. Okay. Both of them's on YouTube. Yeah. So people can go and listen to him, which is incredible. Mm-hmm. And sort of gauge what's going on. But when he's talking, he's another one that's talking about aliens.
A lot of people are. We're expecting it.
Yeah. And what was weird, and it's like, people, what was her name? TZ, and I didn't look this one up. I wasn't going to bring it up, but now that I have. The one that did Ramtha. Let me look this up right quick.
What is Ramtha?
What was it? TZ Knight? Yeah. No, Jay-Z. My bad. I can't get it. It's like Jay-Z Knight. And she is a channeler she's been around forever. Some of us, there's quite a few of us that God has brought out of the New Age community. That's something that
but she's channeling something that's just...
But it's incredible how many of us God has brought out of the New Age community.
Yeah.
And
still is.
Oh yeah, he's bringing people out, day by day. But what you can do is you can listen to this stuff with an ear of discernment, mm-hmm. because you've heard the bullshit part, mm-hmm. and so to sit there and go, But I saw, and there's actually, as far as this Ramtha's School of Enlightenment, which is a thing, and I was watching something over the weekend, and there was a sort of like, one of that YouTube ads that came up of Ramtha. Talking about alien invasion. Yeah. And I thought, well, shit. Listen, there it is.
That Ramtha is not... You can... I only heard like a snippet. I'm like,
Well, that's why
I have to try
to gauge where you are in the house logistically while I'm gathering information, because that's what I'm doing, is gathering information.
Mm-hmm.
And because that I have been doing this stuff for over 30 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so...
You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I thought, oh, there it comes. And people need to realize that when some of these things say, with their predictions or whatever it is,
mm-hmm.
that does not mean it's going to happen tomorrow. Now, with the astrologers, they sort of do have when it's going to hit. That is much more precise.
Yeah, yeah. And it's spooky.
But
they got those well, they don't got telescopes as astronomers.
Well, they can. Yeah. But they've got programs. They've got computer programs. They don't have to sit there with an AstroLive and
staring at it all day like all
right. And I'm trying to think. And Ephemeris was the book that they had to try to. Like I said, the math. God love them. God love them. For those of us who have the math issues, that the astrology will screw you up with math. But anyhow, this J.Z. Knight, and I can't remember if it was What the Bleep Do We Know or if it was The Secret, one or the other, and I never did quite. I think it was What the Bleep Do We Know that she was, in there, because a lot of that was New Age thought.
It was.
And you have to be discerning.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to find that ad again was impossible.
Yeah.
But it was her. I know it was her. And it's like, there was some kind of huge controversy about this School of Enlightenment. I don't know. There's controversy about everything.
There is.
And a lot of the New Age stuff over the years has fallen by the way, and you had... Anytime you've got avid followers, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Mm-mm. It's not. It's almost cult-like.
Yeah. It can become cult-like very easily.
Yeah. But then again, that's how a lot of cults start in a way.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we're talking about, which celebrities, those are other forms of cults.
Yeah. Yeah, have you seen the Swifties?
Yeah.
It's not as common over here for it to be cult-like, but now the J-pop stars, the K-pop stars, they're called idols over there. Not icons, not celebrities. Idols. Because it is like a cult. They worship these people for some reason.
And it was interesting because, just scrolling through and the term celebrity, and from Merriam-Webster's is the state of being celebrated. Mm-hmm. That's what celebrity means.
Yeah.
Fame. For what?
Because they got a talent.
Because they've got different genetics. I mean, let's face it, that's what a lot of these people, because of their attractiveness.
Some of them, yeah. And then you got Brittany Bursky, who's not that attractive, but she's famous.
And some of them are very skilled at pretending to be someone they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And that is
true.
A fascinating phenomenon.
Actors, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. And just scrolling through as far as trying to find out when my question, when did celebrities become a thing? Because that's brain function right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little impaired. And just as far as the search results and stuff, that even back in the 1800s, that you had this beginning of celebrity worship.
Mm-hmm.
Something had said that the paparazzis began in the 1950s. Because for whatever reason, people became, it was something to focus on.
Well, that's when Hollywood really started to get big, was during that time. And
Right.
so you had newsprint, all that. And so people wanted to know about these celebrities. People had more access to the movies, stuff like that. So they wanted to know more about these movie stars and all, and music artists.
Well, and we're talking on this one, it said that in the 1500s and 1600s, people became interested in actors, playwrights, and humanists.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Don't know. Somehow, celebrity is like, if you get to that status of celebrity, people no longer view you as a person.
Right.
And they view you as a product, and also a person who is supposed to be an advocate for things or whatever, say the right things, all that. But in actuality, these people don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. And it's like,
and now that we have social media, they're learning now that these celebrities are no different than the rest of us.
They never were.
And so, exactly, they never were. And so that illusion just sort of has gone away.
Good.
And a lot of us have just had so many things, like, for example, Jada Pinkett Smith, that has literally been forced down everyone's throats. So it's like, we don't fucking care. Shut up, if anything.
Right.
That's what we care about.
Well, and
because, girl, you've been talking way too much and out your ass.
Yeah, so sometimes these things becoming... the crown has become askew.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
it's
happened
not
for a lot of
sitting
them.
correctly on the head any longer.
No. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because... and I don't know, people think that they want to be like these people, and that was the reason doing that about Damocles' sword hanging over these people's heads. Because once they find out that they too are human and fallible, it breaks the spell.
Mm-hmm.
And to a large degree, I think that there is a lot of witchcraft involved in this, a lot of occult practices, and that these people are under a spell. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. I had watched one of Styx Hexenhammer's videos, and he's got so many, very intelligent people that watches his videos and stuff, and that somebody had made the comment about there is a term that is called the anointed, what was it? Anointed, I'll have to go back and find what it was. It was sort of like scholars.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligent or something. It was a term that Thomas Sowell, if I remember it, I'll put it in the description box.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and search for it.
Okay.
And that just because someone knows something about something, then they decide they know everything about everything. I love Thomas Sowell. God, he was such a brilliant man. Now, he truly is an intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, anointed intellectual. That was the term.
Okay. Anointed intellectual.
And so I guess that it's sort of like this with celebrities. Because that they played a character that was engaging or intelligent or heroic or whatever, that people cannot separate the character from the person.
Yeah, they cannot separate person from persona.
Yeah.
That's why Katy Perry came out with that thing Witness back in, what was it? I don't know, 2018 maybe, 15.
You asked the wrong person on that.
And so, literally, she was like, people don't see, I don't know her actual name, I don't care enough, but people are like, they want me to be this thing that I have portrayed for so long, and I'm not, I'm breaking down here, because she live streamed a therapy session. Well,
it sort of happens when you sell your soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's exactly what these people have done, because an element of soul is being an individual, not product. You know, that everybody has, like I said, good days and bad days, and not everybody wakes up looking perfect, regardless of what the recent Martha Stewart photography thing was in her 70s. Oh, I just woke up this way. And I thought, bitch, no, you did not. No, you did not.
When
you
was
know,
that?
you grew up, you woke up and your hair all over your head, and you just like everybody else does.
Yeah. We all know that you look like the cowardly lion before the makeover.
Oh. But
That wig need to be tamed.
that is what I'm wondering is, during this age of Aquarius, are all those illusions totally coming down, or is it a matter that we're going to have them replaced with deeper, greater illusions?
That's a good question. And I don't have a good answer for that. But that's
I would tell you,
ponderous.
Yeah, some of the things that Levine was talking about, I'm like, damn, that's There's a channel, it's called Rock Feed, and the dude that I like people that are decent humans that have channels, and they're not these, you know, assholes. I try not to subscribe to people that are assholes. And he had a video, it was like Avenged Sevenfold. I can't find it. There it is. And it was weird because, I do not like clickbait thumbnails, and I don't like the titles being clickbait. Mm-hmm. Which is why we've been doing this for years and are still mini.
Yeah.
Because I don't play the game. I just don't. But the title of it was Avenged Sevenfold kicked me out of their press conference, and I thought, what? Because dude seems like a really good dude. And what it was, Avenged Sevenfold has created this AI, what is that, Apple goggle thing, concert experience.
Really?
And so the guy, I hate that I can't think of his name right now.
But you're not actually there. You can't feel it.
But he said it was incredible. He said that they had special cameras.
Uh-huh.
And that was another, guy on there also. Mm-hmm. That these were not people. They're probably millennials.
Right.
So they grew up with the tech
and
different things. Yeah. And he just was blown away by the experience. Even as far as the manipulables.
Manipulables?
The cyberspace that you can touch shit.
Yeah, but you can't actually touch it.
But they sitting there with these goggles on, and they touching nothing.
Yeah.
Look like Joe Cocker singing. Those
you know what? I'm fine with that. It's interpretive. It's interpretive everything.
See, this is why, as far as when we get the cameras, because I'm over here flailing, you know. But you've got to wonder, within that type of thing, and that tech is going to be available, as we have seen recently, to anybody.
We got a VR headset. It's an old model, but we got a VR headset.
But as far as creating the AI movies and different things like that, it's just going to be a period of time before they put the two together where anybody can create their own AI VR experience.
That's true. That is true. I don't know, in a way that would be cool, but at the same time...
And I think Levine he did use the term augmented reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people have been using the term augmented reality because that's what it is.
It is. And it's like, is this where, as humans, that we want to go? Now, that was sort of concerning when I was listening to him. And I'm like, I'm not sure whether or not he is, as far as, he did mention the Borg. I mean, I personally like humanity. I like being human, even with all the imperfections and this and that and the other. But you've got the transhumanist that are trying to bring in the quote-unquote next evolution.
Yeah.
No. Now, I don't know whether he is or whether he isn't. That's where I need to go back and listen to it again and see, make sure, because I'm not accusing anybody of any kind of thought. But on some of this stuff, you got to really wonder. See, to me, I think it's all going against God's design. I think that evolution needs to become from a spiritual aspect, if you want to call that evolution. That's the awakening. That is that reaching that higher consciousness of, oh shit, I really am responsible and accountable for my choices.
Yeah.
And that affects everybody else. Because we got people that they have no clue that that's how that works, rather than having a chip implanted in you.
I don't like either of those ideas. I really don't. That's freaky.
You don't like being held responsible and accountable? I'm joking. Kids had to work. He's done physical labor today and he's tired, so I'm giving him a little bit of grief.
And I'm hurting. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
I don't like the idea of a chip implanted in my brain that somebody could hack and then manipulate my...
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Right. So within this age of Aquarius and what it could be and what it may be and what it will be, we do have choice as humans.
Yeah.
Machines do not have free will. And if they
They're very hackable.
If they take away the free will of another, that's evil. Whoever is programming the shit, they need to understand they're accountable also.
Yeah. Well, AI doesn't have a soul.
Right. Right.
Robots won't have a soul.
No. But anyhow, Levine was talking about something major breakthrough or whatever within the next month or so. I mean, like life altering, everybody altering, like, I don't know, like maybe invention of telephone or TV or whatever, but something along that, enormity.
Yeah. Somewhere along that. I don't know. I don't want this shit. This shit's getting too far out there. Period.
Well, we ain't seen nothing yet, honey. He did explain, and it brought me peace as far as where the planetary alignments are right now. And he was talking about, he said, basically humanity is in the birth canal. And that being squeezed and that constriction and being forced.
Basically to another good or whatever?
Well, into something else. You can't stay in the birth canal.
No.
But as far as the amount of pressure, like I said, and force, and that's very... It explained a lot, those of us that are picking up on these energies, because it's like, yeah, that is a very descriptive term. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
And that you can't move. And you're having trouble breathing. And to just keep pushing forward, I guess.
Yep. I guess so.
So
it's a rough time. It's a truly rough time.
It is.
I understand, like, all that. We're in the birth canal, whatever. In a way, growing pains is what you're essentially saying.
Birthing pains.
Birthing pains.
Scripture says that too. Yeah.
Shit, this is rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, literally, how is the other end going to look?
We don't know yet. Nobody knows yet. We're in uncharted territory. But now, between here and there are things like I said, I want everyone to go and listen to what he has to say on what is coming, and it's validation of what everybody knew was coming. So, but he does it in a very eloquent way.
He does.
He's an Aries.
He is?
Yeah, he is an Aries. I think he said that his birthday is on maybe, it's somewhere near the eclipse. I think it may be April 15th or something like that.
Okay.
And, yeah. So he's sort of, I think that's the reason he may not have the trepidation about some of these changes that some of the rest of us are having. Because Aries, they'll just go...
Aries, they'll go zoom before they actually think of what will happen.
Yeah, they're the ones that's like, that car's coming 90 miles a minute at 90 miles an hour. I can beat that across the road.
Yeah.
No. But Aries will do shit like that.
Aries do before they think.
Yeah. Aries, and we ain't hating on y'all. It's just, it's true. You know it's true.
It jumped the gun a little too much.
It's very, impulse control is something that Aries can struggle with greatly.
It is.
So, interesting, perilous times we be in. Would you be sad if Hollywood was no longer a thing?
Hollywood is already no longer a thing practically, because it's like we don't have Marilyn. We don't have Elvis. We don't have actual people with talent in those positions anymore. Beyonce, let's be honest, she ain't that good. There's people better than her. The only reason she's up there is because she's doing it like an offshoot of voodoo or hoodoo or whatever. That's the only reason she's up there. Alana, God love her. She has worked on her voice and she has done a lot. I think she will be considered one of those legends. I do, because her lyrically, especially on Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? That is a mouthful of a title, but that is the most well-written song of our time.
Let's go and read it.
Well-written album just overall of our time. The most honest, gut-wrenching. It talks about some rough shit in there, but it's authentic.
But you know what? At what point do some of these people get an actual therapist instead of using their audience as their therapy? You got to wonder about that.
For her, it's telling people her story and having a place for those people who relate.
Well, and I get that. I mean, to a degree, I do. But it's also one of those, I have seen some of these celebrities, and that includes these influencers. I think influencers are some of the worst ones as far as using their audience as therapy, as a therapy session. Oh, look at me, and I'm going to bleed out all over everybody.
Well, in a way, that is what most artists do, that write sad songs.
But where are the ones writing the happy songs?
I don't know. They're getting buried. Hemlock Springs has, I guess, happy songs. So she's not popular, like very, very popular, but she's popular. She's getting up there. She's making her rise. I know she's out of tune most of the time, but it's okay. And
going back to Louis Armstrong's It's a Wonderful World.
We have not had someone like that in a very, very long time.
I think we've not had anybody that had a proper perspective in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Because if anybody wanted to whine and cry and bitch and moan and play the victim card, he could have done it. Instead, what did he do? And he talked about that. You can focus on the bad. He focused on what was beautiful, and that is one of the most incredible, healing, magical songs I think that has ever been written.
It is. It truly is.
And God bless that man. You know, his spirit lives on through that song, just crying out for people to look around them. Be grateful for what is going right.
Yeah.
Reframe your world. You know? So it's just incredible. Those are the people that inspire me. People that have been through shit and come out on the other side.
Yeah.
The ones who sit there and it's like how somebody looked at them sideways. They want to sit there and swoon, and petulant children.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
truly throwing temper tantrums. I don't have any use for people like that.
Emotional maturity.
I know people who's gone through stuff. We know people who've gone through really, really hard shit that you're going, why are you not in fetal position drooling on yourself in a corner somewhere? And they're like, no, because they were able to put it in perspective. They refused to let it stop them from living. Yeah. Those are the people I look up to. Not somebody because they got good genetics. Pretty face is a dime a dozen. Give me somebody that's got a beautiful heart and a beautiful spirit.
Exactly. Beauty is on the beauty that is only skin deep. It's so fucking shallow.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is
what's in the heart. That is, if you are a good person, and you're like a good person, your heart's gonna be golden. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna shine bright.
And to not expect someone to be anything other than human.
That's the thing. A lot of people are trying to take the humanity out of other people, and it's not right. You can't dehumanize other humans.
That book, The Spirituality of Imperfection. Yep. I've been talking about it lots again. I need to go back and read it again. It'll probably be somewhere between the 5th and the 7th time that I've read it over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, final thoughts.
What a time.
Falling stars.
What a time. Falling stars.
Yeah. Just don't be standing underneath when they hit. Because it ain't going to be pretty.
It ain't pretty already.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, have you seen that Nicki and Megan Thee Stallion drama?
No, I don't even.
Oh.
I have no.
That was a train wreck.
No, I mean, and that's the reason channels like Soft White Underbelly on YouTube. You want to, watch that channel sometime. It'll give you a totally different perspective.
I never understood why people would want to worship someone like that anyway, because it's like, maybe it is just because like we do follow Christ and all that. Potato in the tailpipe.
Well, it's spring is in the air, and the loudness has begun anew in our little holler here, where sound just echoes.
Oh.
But you were talking about you don't know why anybody would follow some of these people or care what they're doing or anything like that.
Yeah, that's like the idols. I don't understand. That doesn't. To call someone an idol, that is to put them in the position of a god. And they are not gods. Now, it's someone that you can look up to in a way. Icon. I like that term, icon. But there are very few people that are genuinely iconic now.
Sure. Go out. The ones that are truly iconic are the ones that you will never hear about or read about in the newspapers.
Right.
They're too busy out there actually doing stuff to make the world better.
Yeah. Yeah. And none of these celebrities are. It's like even the music doesn't reflect the times anymore.
No.
And people have been saying that. My generation has been saying that for a while now.
Well, that's the reason I wanted your perspective on this, because where you're on a different side of the internet and you have, a different perspective than those of us that are Gen X.
It's the fact that most of elder Gen Z is finally getting their frontal lobe kicked in.
Oh my God, thank you, Jesus.
Now us neurotypicals, not us neurotypicals, I ain't neurotypical in the slightest. Neurospicy, us neurodivergents. Ours doesn't kick in until 30.
Okay, I got 5 more years. I can do that. Pace myself.
That is...
Pace myself.
Yeah. But the neurotypicals, they're getting their ass whooped right now.
Yeah. Well, this was an important discussion, Yeah, I think it's an important discussion. I think that when people
But we're all just fed up with celebrities because it's like they're just talking a bunch of nonsense. And the fact that they're so out of touch, that's what's really it. It's like you're sitting up there in your little mansion singing songs about what it's like to be one of us. You have never, ever been one of us. Beyonce, never have you ever been a poor folk like us. Taylor Swift, you've lied your whole fucking career. Flat out. I don't know what sort of witchcraft you're doing, but they literally, that's a cult.
Well, I think even, and this goes as far as the sports ball people also. A lot of times these people become successful and they forget where they came from.
They do. That's like the person.
Around here it's called getting above your raisin.
That was like the person that I was telling you that I still don't know their name. Because I have not bothered looking them up again. That was like from Wisconsin. They got veneers, all that. They're getting up there in celebrity status. And it's like, you could see how that just sort of just faded away into the background. Their own like past has sort of just, and they've just adopted that LA lifestyle and mindset, and it's just not.
So in other words, they've become bewitched.
Yeah.
They're under the spell, the illusion.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
It is.
That truly is horrifying. So is that the final on this one?
Yeah.
I'm going to, since youngest kid's solar return, the day of his birth is March the 5th. And so I'm going to basically let him, on the next cup, let him share what he has, in his 25 years on this planet, to let him, his observations, his different things like that, whatever he wants to share. Because I'm proud of him. Yeah. So if you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you're waiting for the stars to fall, you can put that in the comments section, or you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and I'll put Levine's link there in the description box too.
Yeah, and if you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all and have a good.
Know that you're loved. Then nobody can replace you. You are one of a kind. You're here for purpose. You were designed with love to show love to others. If you need prayer, send us an email, because we've had lots and lots of experience. We do it daily.
Yep.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.